Welcome back again. Now let's go to the U.S.-Mexican border and see what's cooking there. The U.S. Border Patrol has covered up individual agent and Border Patrol groups' mistakes, illegal violence, and cover-up of many crimes and unacceptable behavior. The Border Patrol has been doing this since 1987. How do I know? That has ended through an agency order on May 3rd by Customs and Border Protection Commissioner Chris Magnus. His order dismantles the 35-year-old teams of agents charged with covering up crimes and bad behavior of Border Patrol agents. By October 1st, he ordered the Border Patrol, quote, will eliminate all critical incident teams, unquote, and its personnel will, quote, will no longer respond to critical incidents for scene processing or evidence collection, unquote. Without congressional authorization, since 1987, these units have responded to scenes where allegations of brutality could develop, not to conduct unbiased investigations, but to protect agents from allegations. Although rogue in reputation, the units are well entrenched in the Border Patrol. One of the team's missions was, quote, mitigation of civil liability, unquote. That is, protecting agents from being sued. Unlike an internal affairs division of a policy agency that in theory impartially investigates police actions, the presentation says a critical incident team, sometimes called critical incident investigative team, quote, preserves and protects the integrity of the Border Patrol and its personnel, unquote. A current example of how the Border Patrol covers up criminal agent activity is the case of Marisol Garcia Alcantara. Border Patrol conduct left her with bullet fragments in her head. She was in Nogales, Arizona, riding in the back seat of a car when it was pulled over in June because of a, quote, fail to yield order. That is a red light. That, according to a Nogales police report. As the car was slowing down, an agent fired his weapon, his pistol, and it was then that I felt the hit to my head, she says. Garcia Alcantara, that's correct, was hospitalized and detained before being deported. Pointing above her left eye where the fragments remain, she said she suffers headaches, short-term memory loss, and nausea, and has trouble sleeping, and has been warned that she might get epileptic seizures because of the shooting. Quote, under any standard, shooting to kill is an inappropriate response to a car failing to yield, the investigating agency said in its letter to Congress. If, in fact, the car failed to yield, it should be noted that in California and in every state we can think of, a law enforcement officer must not shoot at anyone unless the officer, in this case a Border Patrol agent, fears for his life or the life of others. Shooting a car passenger in the head is illegal even if the car was not yielding to an agent's order to yield the road or to stop or to respond to red and or blue lights. The victim here was detained, arrested, and deported by Border Patrol agents. So far, nothing has happened to the agent involved. He was cleared of any wrongdoing by the Border Patrol agents charged with protecting fellow agents. That's objective. Now, let's talk about some good news from the border. The innovative border crossing expanded in Tijuana. During the years it took to build a direct crossing to the Tijuana airport from the U.S. side in San Diego, skeptics abounded in San Diego, declaring that the U.S. would never allow a single building connected by an air bridge between the U.S. and Mexican sides. They claimed the U.S. would never approve the project. In one sense, they were right. It took years, but they were wrong. I've used it myself to fly to Guadalajara. It is very simple. One walks into the building on the U.S. side. One walks to the line for the airline he or she is reserved on for the flight. One checks in, pays a fee, and is issued the boarding pass for their flight. One then walks south about 80 yards, so that's what, 90 meters or so, south into Mexico, where Mexican immigration and customs officers talk to or clear the passenger. The passenger walks to his assigned gate and boards for the flight. Simple. The opposite is followed with U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers clearing the passenger for the short walk back north into the U.S. when they get off the Mexican plane. From the San Diego Union, this report, Tijuana International Airport opened a new 430,000 square foot building this week to facilitate travel for thousands of passengers who use the Cross-Border Express Sky Bridge daily. The new processing facility adds more southbound screening lanes for immigration and customs in Mexico. It will also add nearly 40 check-in counters and 2 new boarding gates. The opening of the 2-story building stems from a passenger growth at the Tijuana Airport and Cross-Border Express called the CBX. Both have reported a significant economic recovery after the height of the pandemic. In 2021, CBX welcomed over 2.7 million passengers, a 64% increase compared to 2020. The Tijuana Airport ended 2021 with a record 9.7 million passengers. In the first 4 months of 2022, both have seen an increase compared to the same period last year. Based on these numbers, CBX estimates it will end 2022 with nearly 4 million passengers crossing into or out of Mexico, while the Tijuana Airport estimates another record year with 11 million passengers. Now, we will go now to Cancun, Mexico, where we have a very special report. Thank you for being there, and when we finish the Cancun report, we will end for the day. Our email address will be on the screen for you to use for comments or messages, and we'll be happy to hear from you. In the meantime, tell your friends about us. We're on every Sunday here in Baja California on CNR, and we're on YouTube every day. So tell your friends, look us up, enjoy our reports, criticize our reports, participate. Thank you for being there, and we'll be back. Thank you. Welcome back. Now, let's go to Cancun, Mexico to join with our in-house reporter in Spanish, Blanca Peña Flores. She is in the heart of President Lopez Obrador's pet project, the 1,500-kilometer Maya train that the president started as his first signature project for Mexico when he became president. The Maya train is being built in the southeast states of Mexico that are the least successful in the country. Poverty is higher than in all of Mexico. Unlike the booming border states, these 5 states have the lowest income, the smallest number of employees per capita in the country. President Lopez Obrador says that he will not recognize the many injunctions that cover train construction and that no judges are going to tell him what to do. He says he approves the project, and that is all he needs to proceed with destroying thousands of rainforest jungle trees, home to the famous Mexican jaguar, and to an underwater river system unique in all the world. Blanca Peña Flores, ladies and gentlemen, from Cancun, Yucatan.
Ok, estamos aquí desde la Riviera Maya transmitiendo para ustedes y quiero comentarles que el Tren Maya se comenzó a construir a partir de 2018 y se espera terminar esta construcción en 2023, que no se sabe si realmente se terminará. El presidente de la República Mexicana, AMLO, dijo que se invertiría más una cantidad de 120 a 151 mil millones de pesos, pero el Instituto Mexicano para la Competitividad dijo que el proyecto puede aumentar entre 4 y 10 veces la cantidad que el presidente había acordado. Hay muchos pros y hay muchos contras. Uno de los pros, algo bueno para el pueblo maya, es que se incrementarán los trabajos para la gente de aquí. ¿Qué es lo que está en contra de esto? La cantidad de dinero en el cual se va a invertir y que se pone en riesgo la flora y la fauna maya de aquí, de esta riviera. Van a terminar con esos manglares, con esas junglas tan maravillosas, con todas esas palmas y árboles. El árbol cedro está en peligro de extinción. Así como los animales, hablamos del mono araña, de muchísimas especies de animales que están en peligro de extinción. Entonces estos son los pros y los contras que hay en esta construcción del Tren Maya. Cabe señalar que jamás se le preguntó a ningún pueblo maya si le podían poner este nombre a este tren. se está adjudicando el nombre para atraer más turismo aquí a este estado. Y yo envié por ahí algunos videos de cómo va la construcción del Tren Maya.
Casa, ¿ok? Ayer le dije a la gente y la gente creo que me... ¿Ok? How many hours of free time we gonna have today?
Y no nos olvidemos que esto puede ser solo un ego del presidente de la República Mexicana para hacer historia en esta construcción.
Well, that's
Gracias,
a
Raúl.
great little piece from Cancun, Mexico. And I promise all of you, I promise myself, that the next report from Cancun will be by me in Cancun. In any event, that's the situation in Mexico with the Maya train, which is a really big project that I don't know if he'll ever finish it, though. Judges are enjoining the construction at every opportunity that a judge hears the case. So whether he can overcome that, the president, I don't know. In the meantime, we thank Blanca Peña Flores for her report from Cancun, and we're going to take another break and come back with some more international news.